On a rain-soaked Tuesday evening, 13-year-old Leo takes his usual shortcut through the alley behind the town's central clock tower. But sitting against the damp brick wall is a freestanding, ornate wooden door emitting a soft, pulsing glow. The geography of this alley is entirely familiar to him. He walks it every day after school. That door, glowing in the dark, was absolutely not there 24 hours ago. Etched directly into the heavy wood is a single glowing instruction. It reads, "Open only if you're ready to see tomorrow." He pushes the heavy iron latch. Instantly, the damp alleyway is consumed by a blinding flash of blue light. A simple impulse of curiosity pulls him out of the safety of the normal world, dropping him straight into a timeline he was never meant to witness. The light fades, and the rain is gone. Leo is standing in the exact same spot, but the town itself has warped. Wide hovering parks float above the streets, and the brick buildings are wrapped in moving, luminescent holograms. The physical proof of where, or rather when, he is, hangs right above the plaza. A massive digital municipal display projects a date exactly 1 day ahead of the timeline he just left. But the awe of the futuristic plaza breaks immediately. A piercing siren cuts through the air, and hundreds of citizens begin sprinting toward the transit shelters as red emergency lights wash over the streets. Across every public screen, an automated news broadcast flashes a severe warning. The central clock tower has suffered a catastrophic failure and will collapse onto the plaza at midnight tonight. He is standing inside a future tragedy, and because the collapse is scheduled for midnight tonight in his own present timeline, he realizes he is the only living person who knows it is coming. Leo sprints back toward the base of the futuristic clock tower. If he's going to stop a collapse, he needs to understand exactly what causes the stone to fail in the first place. He locates an old maintenance drone, analyzing the perimeter. Its scan shows the problem, a microscopic stress fracture in the foundation. Under the bell's weight, the compromised stone splits upward, destroying the base until the structure crumbles. Leo pulls out his smartphone and records the drone's entire diagnostic readout, capturing the exact coordinates of the structural failure. With this technical data secured, he now possesses the precise blueprint required to identify the threat and prevent the disaster. He dives back through the glowing doorway, tumbling onto the wet cobblestone of his own rainy present-day timeline. He immediately runs to the municipal office, interrupting the mayor to deliver his warning. The mayor listens for less than a minute before dismissing him entirely. He tries the city engineers next, holding up the structural readout. They glance at the screen, laugh, and wave him off, assuming it's a mobile game. The analog clock in the office ticks closer to midnight. The panic sets in as Leo explains the situation to his own friends, who slowly back away, convinced he's losing his grip on reality. Knowing the exact trajectory of the future is entirely useless if you lack the credibility to convince society to change course. With the authorities ignoring the threat, Leo bypasses them. He hops the construction fence, slips past the security patrol, and enters the dark, dusty interior of the clock tower by himself. Holding his phone in one hand and a heavy iron crowbar in the other, he counts the foundation stones, matching the exact coordinates from the future robot's diagnostic scan. He clears away the century-old plaster and shines his flashlight directly onto the exposed rock. There, hidden behind the outer shell, is a deep, jagged fissure splitting the foundation block in two. The prophecy is completely accurate. He runs back to the street, grabs the lead engineer by the arm, and drags him down into the base of the tower. Faced with the physical crack, the engineer goes pale, radioing for emergency support to brace the wall just minutes before midnight. Leo's refusal to accept the engineer's dismissal turned a technical failure into a solved problem. He proved that a single person with the right data can physically stop a tragedy before the first stone falls. The midnight bell rings out over a completely safe, fully stabilized town square. The heavy steel braces hold the foundation firm as citizens gather to watch the emergency crews work. While the crowd focuses on the tower, Leo quietly slips away from the noise, walking back into the rain-slicked alleyway where his night began. The original wooden door is still waiting against the brick, but the carved message has changed. The wood now reads, "Thank you for protecting tomorrow." And then, the air shifts. Right beside the first door, a a second frame slowly materializes from the shadows, emitting an even brighter light. This new door offers a single question: ready to see 10 years from now? Saving the clock tower removed the singular disaster that defined the town's next 24 hours. With that threat gone, the timeline branches out, revealing a new series of thresholds into a much longer future.